I made a YouTube short showing this particular jam right here, brass over bolt, brass override, or sometimes it's called the death jam. It's where a brass case gets stuck up in the upper receiver between the charging handle and the bolt carrier group. And it's actually being cradled by the charging handle, so you can see it up in there, that little brass case. No matter how far back I pull it, it's being cradled by that charging handle. So it's not going to move, and it's held in place by spring tension. So this is a particularly dangerous situation. If you find yourself in a precarious situation where you need to use a gun, this happens. Even if I pull both pins, the gun does not. It refuses to come apart. There's a reason for that. There's a lug in the lower receiver and a lug in the upper receiver, and those two lugs collide, so I can't pull the gun forward, and I can't pull the gun up and apart because my bolt carrier group is about that far back into my buffer tube. So without the bolt home, I can't do anything. So the two methods, the Jerry Miculek method, which I'm not throwing shade at Jerry Miculek or anything, is to take a spent case or something narrow enough to get into the bolt carrier group and push it out, and then hope that it comes free, because now I've released spring tension, and there it goes. Went free, my bolt went home, and now I have a working firearm again. If I induce the malfunction, I'll show you what I think is a easier, simpler, less problematic way of going about it, because if there's a situation where you're under high tension, high stress, or whatnot, and this happens, the idea that you're going to have the dexterity to fumble around with the case and get it in there and free up your bolt, I don't find that very practical. So the method I use, and this method works if the case is deformed to the point where you need a tool to get it out, because the Jerry Miculek method does not free up a hand for the use of a tool. So I lock the bolt to the rear, I push my charging handle forward. There's now no spring tension on that case. And if the case is not deformed, or there's not so much carbon in there that will keep it in place, I can just pop it free, and there is my mangled up, nasty little round that was keeping my bolt from going home. So this can shut down an AR-15. But it's fixable, and now you know how to fix it. This is great because it's one less thing you have to worry about. But there is kind of the fly in the ointment. Why wasn't I able to pull the upper and lower receiver apart? Well, with the bolt carrier in the rear, you cannot pull your upper and lower receiver apart. Reason being is there is a lug in the lower receiver that impedes on the lug in the upper receiver. So if we look right here, you see that kind of lug of material that comes out and goes around there, right there? That makes this slot narrower than your rear lug on your upper receiver. And since it's narrower, I cannot pull this thing apart forwards. And since I can't pull it apart forwards, and I can't pull it apart upwards, and I can't pull them apart at an angle with something in the buffer tube, it just makes it a sucky situation, and something that, luckily, it's not difficult to remedy, but it is annoying, and if you know how to fix it, you're going to save yourself in the future. So this is a good trick. It's a very good lesson for you to learn, and odds are you'll never have to actually deal with this malfunction, because it comes from bad magazines with poor feed lips or poor feed lip conditions. If the feed lips on your AR-15 mags are beat up, it just allows the follower to override the feed lips and shoot a round up into your upper receiver, and that's what typically causes this. It's typically a live round that gets stuck up there. After about 3 barrels worth of 223, burning them out to the point where I'm getting like 4 MOA, I've only ever had this situation 3 times. One required tools, the other ones did not require tools. So the Jerry Miculek method would have worked most of the time, at least from my perspective. But now that you know how to clear this malfunction, hopefully it never happens. It's a really rare malfunction. As long as you use quality magazines, you don't have to worry about this. But now that you know, you know. So God bless and have a good day.